A lot of people say that a promotion is the next big step in your career. They talk about more money, better title, more success, all that so called good stuff that sounds fancy on a piece of paper. But what if that promotion is actually a trap? Or are promotions a trap in life in general? You know, if you're someone who is not a fan of the traditional career path and you're looking for another alternative, then this video will be an eye opener for you, and I think it'll give you a fresh perspective on why promotions are not the answer in life. And that's what I want to talk about in today's video. So I've been in the corporate world for a little over a decade now, and I've seen and felt how promotions look amazing on paper. But in reality, I think there's more to the story than people think of. And so there has been one time in my career. This happened about 3 years ago when I moved up to an operations team leader role. And I gotta tell you, I was very hesitant to move up, but I wanted a little change of pace and I wanted to have a little bit more flexibility and have a little bit more control over coordinating workflow and getting to delegate tasks. Now, I know those are all very beneficial, and it definitely helps me really work on my delegation skills and you know be able to use my time to the best of my ability and be able to do the things that I need to be effective in and that are going to help me do well in my role. And I'm going to tell you, when I got that promotion 3 years ago, I will tell you that, yeah, it was a nice pay bump and so forth. Maybe had more responsibilities, but overall, I didn't feel really happy after all. I was not more fulfilled. I didn't feel happier. I didn't have a higher sense of purpose when I moved into that role. And so, for a short moment, it felt like progress. But every week that it went by that I was in my new role, yeah, I learned some new things and so forth. But it also came with more stress, and it took a little bit more time away from being outside of work. And there are times where I've had to stay a little later, and as a result, I was more tired the next day, and it was less freedom to work on things that matter to me most, such as doing videos like this. Now, I'm still in that position 3 years later, and I'm in it for good reasons because I have decided recently that I don't want to move up or I don't want these promotions because as much as a promotion might be good for you career wise, it's just going to bring more responsibilities, more stress, and more anxiety, and just it's going to take a toll on your health physically and mentally, and it'll take more time away from you, from your family, and it's not good. So, if you're in that 9 to 5 right now and the idea of a promotion feels exciting, uh, I get how you feel. But turning down or rethinking those promotions could be one of the best moves that you make for your long term freedom. Now, people in our age group, our 30s, 40s, or even younger, even 20s, we want real freedom in life while we're still young and active. And although promotions may feel great, they often lock you deeper into the corporate system. As like I said, more responsibilities, more office politics, and less time for the things that move you toward independence. So, recognizing these promotions as just traps gives you more leverage to stay employed on your own terms while quietly building, your own path to wealth. And there are ways to do it, which I will go over near the end of this video. But some of the key takeaways to consider in this video include the following. Number one, more money will likely always come with more responsibility and more headaches and more stress. The raise feels good in the moment, but that extra stress and time commitment usually will cancel out the benefits. Number two, promotions tie you tighter to a system that you may want to escape. They create these so called golden handcuffs, and you become more valuable to the company. True, but it becomes harder to walk away from. So you may be a valuable commodity or asset to the company, but that's the thing. You are more valuable to your employer than you are to your own potential. You're being less valuable to your own brand, and you're not working on the goal to create your own freedom plan to help you create financial freedom, to create more time in your life. When in fact, that freedom aspect is taken away when you work for someone, and especially as you get more promotions, when you feel like you're climbing up the ladder and you feel like you have more control and you move up the manager hierarchy, it's actually going to be more stress and it's going to feel less like freedom in the long run. And then finally, the third move is the smarter one. Take the money if it's offered, but don't chase the title. Use any extra pay to fund, any side hustles you have or invest it into things that you understand. Put it into investing or even what I'm doing, trading. And instead of climbing up higher on someone else's ladder, why not take the initiative to build your own ladder and to climb it your own? Or as the common saying goes, don't climb the corporate ladder, build your own ladder and own it. So, and this is something that you really have to keep in mind of is that if you're in a title right now that has high pay and more responsibilities, be sure to use that money to invest it in other things. So yeah, promotions, they often look like short-term wins, but for those who are against the career path, like myself, they can quietly become traps that keep you stuck longer than you want. So you can still collect the paycheck without buying into the whole corporate game. And if this is something that interests you and you're really fatigued and you're fed up with the anti being or being against the traditional career path and you want a different direction, then I highly encourage you to check out one of my latest ebooks called Three Paths, Three Prisons, Freedom or Indentured Servitude. And it goes over the three typical paths that most people take in life. And then shortly afterwards, I provide a much better alternative that you can do uh, in your spare time, and one that if you do focus on it, give it, if not 1 year, 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years. If you can commit to doing that for a few years while still in your corporate job and you put in the time and effort, you very well could put yourself in a position one day where you no longer have to work. And you can say, hey, I'm getting the hell out of here and I'm just going to live on my own terms and it'll be far much better. So, if that ebook interests you, I encourage you to check it out in the link below in the video description. Or if you want, you could scan the QR code at the end of this video. So, that's all I got for today. What are your thoughts on this video? Do you feel like promotions are like the best path to moving up or getting more money or more freedom? Do you think promotions are not the best alternatives or you don't think they're the best solutions? Did you recently get a promotion and did you feel let down? I'd like to hear your thoughts and I look forward to reading your comments below, if you feel free to do so, but feel free to leave them and I'll gladly review them and I will get back to you. But other than that, that's all I got for today. Check out the link to my ebook to get on my email list and you'll get a free copy right away. But that's all I got. Until next time, peace.